Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order. For verbal attendance of the board members, starting furthest to my left, please state your name for the record.
Diane Stefani.
Michael Corman.
Scott Nelson.
John Heggie.
Natalie Jektorowicz.
And for the record, Dr. James Dolan is not present this evening. I'd like to start with the approval section. I'd like to ask for a motion and a second to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Do you got
I'm
that,
willing to
Kate?
defer if
Okay.
possible.
May I take a voice vote? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This is opportunity for audience comments. Anyone wishing to address the board can submit a comment card available at the check-in table and return it to the table. We will call community members to submit cards forward. Do we have any community cards from anyone? Does anyone want to speak? All right, we'll move to our next section. This is a consideration of resolutions and consent. I'm going to ask for a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. It's a personnel report is actually what I'm talking about, 2258 personnel report. Could I have a roll call vote?
Now, don't you need a motion?
Oh, motion and a second, yeah.
So moved, Mike Corman.
Second, Jektorowicz.
And may we have a roll call?
Come on up. Baum Stark.
Aye.
Jektorowicz.
Aye.
Corman.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Heggie.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll move to the main reason for the meeting tonight, the consideration of other resolutions. This is 22-59. Resolution providing for the issue of not to exceed 9.5 million general obligation limited tax school bonds, Series 2022 of the district for the purpose of increasing the working cash fund of the district, providing for the levy of a direct annual tax to pay the principal and interest on said bonds, and authorizing the proposed sale of said bonds of the purchaser thereof. Eric?
Yeah, so tonight, Liz is with us, with you. My apologies for not being there in person to go over some of the final details for this deal to take place shortly here. Liz, are you with us?
I am. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so what we have here tonight, we're considering the resolution, and firstly, I want to thank you all for calling this special meeting to get the resolution approved so we can get into the market as soon as possible. On the screen, what I'm sharing with you are the different methods of sale for the 9.5 million bank qualified tax exempt general obligation limited bonds. And we looked at going to the public markets and got the rates for a AAA rated issue as of May 23rd. And then we also got an indicative bid from JP Morgan Chase, who often bids on these things, and they gave us a 2.95%. So the cost of issuing bonds in a public sale requires the bond rating to be re-upped, a preliminary official statement produced, plus the legal opinion that goes with that document. And the cost of issuance are often much higher, almost double, in fact more than double, than a private placement, which does not require a rating, does not require an offering document, or the legal opinion that goes with that. So we've got lower cost of issuance, interest rate estimate by the indicative bid of JP Morgan that it's very comparable with the public sale, even with your AAA. And if you look at the all-in true interest cost at the bottom, you can see that the JP Morgan bid is about 3.05 versus the public sale 3.40%. When we have a smaller issue that's paid off over 10 years like we do tonight, it often makes sense to look at that private placement market. So I wanted to share this analysis with you because the resolution you're looking at approving tonight authorizes either a private or public sale. We're recommending moving forward with a private sale. Banks are very interested in bank qualified bonds. We've sent a term sheet offering document to 7 different banks, and we're expecting bids from those banks on July 7th pursuant to the resolution. And on July 7th, we'll present those to the board delegates as outlined in the resolution, which is the board president and the assistant superintendent for business. We'll also compare that at that time with a public sale and make a recommendation to move forward. So I'm pleased, so grateful really for the timing of this, because what we've noticed happening in this rapidly increasing interest rate market is once we get the CPI release, then the rates start going up in anticipation of the Fed meeting, which is then at the end of the month, where they're going to raise rates again. So this timing works well because the CPI release is July 13th, and the Fed meeting is at the end of the month, I believe July 26th. So I'm anxious to get our bids July
They've already
7th.
signaled 50 basis points too, correct?
Yes, but they haven't ruled out 75.
Correct. Does anyone have any questions? I like the flexibility of this. This is nice. And in the past, can I also ask, for DSEB bonds, we have done private placements before, is that correct?
Typically, we've done negotiated sales, public sales, with
Okay.
a AAA rating. But this is a very interesting time where interest rates have gone up so fast. The banks have seemed to lag a little bit. And then JP Morgan has been very aggressive with its bids. So we'll see some of the other banks come in. We've got Wintrust, BMO, PNC Bank. We'll see where they come in. But we've seen JP Morgan winning all of these bids because they will take these bonds at lower rates than their competitors often, and certainly lower than the estimated public sale when you combine the cost of issuance.
Any other questions? Jim?
What do these banks do with the bonds when they buy them in private placement? Do they stick them in funds, or do they hold them on their balance sheet? Or
They hold them on their balance sheet. They're taking them as a loan.
AAA rated, so it's good against their balance sheet too.
Yeah, and they're buying them without the rating.
Really?
Yeah, they're non-rated, so we save that cost, and they still buy them at these aggressive.
So it's better for the taxpayer.
Much, yes.
And they still get the tax benefit as a municipal?
Yes.
So they're not, okay.
Are there any other questions? I'm going to ask for a motion and a second to approve the resolution as presented.
So moved, Mike Corman.
Second, Jim Baumstark?
May I have a roll call vote, Katie?
Heggie.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Corman.
Aye.
Jack Torowitz.
Aye.
Baumstark.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Stefani.
Oh, sorry.
Aye.
Motion carries, and it carried again. Thank you. And that's what we're here for the meeting for, so I'd like to just announce that the meeting is adjourned, and thank you everyone for
Thank you.
coming.